Alright, this is going to be a video on open D tuning, popular chords that you can play, several different ideas as far as scales, and popular song ideas, elements pertaining to blues and country, and we're going to get straight into it. So you may have heard of open E tuning, which would involve a lot of tightening. Whereas this feels almost easier and like a more simple concept to grasp by loosening your strings, not all of them. And one of the most important things is when you're actually going for a particular note to tighten up to that note. Particularly in this case, and the Martin is holding up just fine. It's not bad. The first thing you want to do is get your thickest string to the note D. Your fifth string, A. So that's unchanged. D, it's your fourth string. That's unchanged. There's your third string. That's the note F sharp. Second string, the note A. Then the string D. So it's not hard to get your D chord just playing open strings. That's kind of something that just comes easily. You don't really have to learn much. But something you may have to learn is how to play your G this way with your first finger, first fret of the G string, middle finger here, second fret of the fifth string, and our third finger, or ring finger, second fret of the second string. And once again, we're playing all six. Is that nice? But you need a third chord, don't you? Say you wanted to play A7. You would simply physically move these fingers downwards to the point where your first finger remains where it is, and that's key. So just back up a second, that's your D. Okay, to get a G, first fret G string, second fret fifth string, ring finger, second fret, second string, strumming all six. Now to get your A7, these fingers physically go down to the point where your first finger remains where it is. Middle finger is now second fret, fourth string, and our ring is on the thinnest string, second fret. Now we're focusing on strings 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can hear you're now playing A7. You want to know something interesting? Because I'm revealing to you these different shapes that you may have never even thought about before. Think about for a minute a shape that you know pretty well. E major chord. Say you don't strum the sixth, the thickest string. Say you strum 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What about even moving it up 2 frets? It's a nice sound. Now you might say, well, this here, it's not the E major that you thought it was, but it's a familiar shape. It's a familiar, probably one of the first things you learned. And I recorded the shorts in a different way tonight. I showed you strumming both hands. I was coming way up here to show you both hands on screen at the same time. And I think that's a nice idea. I might try to do that more. Both hands on screen at a time. That's a pretty good idea. You know, you can see more. I use the Zoom In app, but that's what I did tonight. So we'll see what the response is on that. If anyone notices, but when possible, I'm going to try to continue to do that. The other things I did was I took 2 scales, one applying to country music, one applying to blues. And then at one point I started mixing in elements of the scale of one of them and just throwing in this D chord, throwing in a few elements and playing another D chord. And that's how you begin to experiment with this open D tuning. So I broke down for you 3 chords, and there's no end to the list of how many songs are comprised of 3 chords. So this is very useful stuff, your D, your G, and your A7. And when I showed you this particular move, strumming your E chord shape from the 5th string down, and then moving that up 2 frets, the takeaway from that is you'd be surprised what you can get away with how this open tuning may complement chord shapes that you already know. It's almost like getting a new sound for free without any real effort involved. And when you're playing your guitar this way, you know, you can get out your capo if that would better suit a singing situation. Get out your trusty acoustic guitar capo. But the thing to remember is when I play this way to strum from the 5th string, the thing to remember with this is that you have to play it back. That's your 4th string open, 3rd fret, 4th string. That's going 1st fret to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Open 2nd string. 3rd fret, 2nd string. Open.